Hey guys, how's it going? Wow, you're very well-behaved children. All right, so I'm supposed to teach you about things today, so get ready.
Yay?
Yay?
I've seen my mom look at him on Facebook. She said he was a very smart guy.
Do you think he is?
Well, now that I've met him, maybe.
Freedom. Okay, freedom.
Definition?
Oh yeah, give me the definition, go for it.
America.
Definition of freedom is America. Okay, that's actually, okay, I kind of like that. I'm with you. America. Okay, so.
America.
Freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want. Freedom is the ability to make good choices and have those pay off. A lot of people kind of think that freedom is you get to do what you want. So if you want to run into a tree, that's freedom. Yeah, exactly.
No, that is the official definition of freedom. Here's a screenshot. What you've just described is sensibility. Freedom would include bad choices, as you've pulled that strange running into a tree example from nowhere.
You shouldn't eat people like that. You don't have freedom to eat people. Cannibalism is bad.
I forgot what that's called.
It's called cannibalism.
My mom and dad told me I was gonna meet Ben Shapiro.
And did you know who he was?
Nope.
Government. Okay, so who has an idea about government? Go for it.
I don't.
Government is what takes all of your money and gives you very little in return.
That is not true.
Okay, that's kind
He couldn't answer that, but he somehow knows that Joe Biden is bad, or he has the opinion that Joe Biden is a bad president, but praises Donald later. What?
I mean, it's kind of true. It depends on the kind of government. Yeah, that is what taxes are for, but gives you very little in return.
That is not true.
Okay, that's kind
My reaction upon first hearing that kid say that, with that stone face, was a good laugh. And I still chuckle. Vosh also pointed this out. No, that's only your invalid personal disgruntlement with the government because you're a greedy little shit, Ben. Yes, the government is shit, but that's only because of the corporate instilled corruption because the politicians are empty-headed and shallow, except Bernie and a few others. America wouldn't have an infrastructure without a government, Benny. You conservatives wouldn't have anybody or anything to hide behind as you smear the left on a daily basis, as you also taint these young minds with your bullshit. How exactly does the government take all your money when there are many Republicans and corporate Democrats in Congress that you protect your precious wealthy overlords?
I mean, it's kind of true. It depends on the kind of government. Yeah, that is what taxes are for, but taxes are theft, children. The reality is that government...
No, inflation is theft. So you're saying that nobody should be paying taxes, Ben? How can the government exist to protect those corporate thugs whom you right-wing pundits go to bat for, if it doesn't receive the funds that it needs to fucking exist?
...is necessary so that people don't hurt each other, so that people don't murder each other. Right, so people don't eat people. That's right.
Yes.
You do need a government to prevent people from eating people. The Constitution. Who knows something about the Constitution? Anybody heard of the Constitution? Anybody heard of the Constitution?
Never heard of it.
Okay, so the Constitution. Okay, the Constitution is the document that lays out the list of rules for what the government can do and what the government cannot do. So the Declaration of Independence is...
Never mind those kids, Ben. What do you know about the Constitution? How well do your Republican henchmen obey those rules?
1776. So right as we're founding the country, right as the founding fathers are founding the country in the Revolutionary War, we fought a war against Great Britain in 1776.
Okay, maybe you do know a lot.
What was that?
Okay, maybe you do know a lot.
No, not really. He's been wrong about freedom and the government so far. You just haven't done any research to verify anything Ben says here.
Yeah, I do
Yes,
talk
very
fast.
fast.
But you guys can keep up. You're young.
I do run pretty fast.
I'm sure you do.
Run very
I
mean,
run super
Let me tell you, I don't worry about talking too fast with kids because my kids wipe me out. My kids tire me out. Okay, the president.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Who knows who the
Biden.
president is right now?
Biden.
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
That's right.
Unfortunately, Joe Biden.
I'm with you.
Unfortunately.
That kid probably doesn't even know why he's against Joe. Of course, as Vosh has pointed out, these kids were probably bribed with candy. This has been recorded too, which alone is suspicious.
Joe
Yeah,
Biden.
unfortunately,
Yes,
Joe
I like
Biden. Yeah,
Trump so
yeah, I know.
badly. Trump is Yeah,
good.
Trump,
Yeah.
he is the best.
He was better.
Same thing. These kids probably don't even know why they praise Donald. As Ben's face lights up with glee hearing that, as that blends him in with these kids. Oh, the willful ignorance.
Don't insult the president because he will come and attack you.
Whoa!
No, he won't. He just whines about it.
He's way off base about it.
Taxes. Okay, do you guys like taxes?
Taxes are fees that you have to pay for your houses.
Well, yeah, it's not, there is
And air conditioning and solar.
right. You have to pay taxes on like everything,
Yeah.
like
Watches,
everything, except
electricity.
not on your income in Florida
I
because
hate
Florida's amazing.
electricity.
Right. So, taxes are the government takes a part of the money that you spend or the money.
Being that such things are expensive and are a public utility, yeah. How else should such things be funded, Benny? And kitties?
That you earn or the property
Then they
value of your
spend
house.
it on useless stuff. What about debt?
Mostly, yes. I mean, they're supposed to spend it on things like the police. They're not supposed to spend it on just random projects or silly things that they have in their head, and they tend to spend it on kind of silly things very often. But as you get older, you will realize how little you like taxes. Taxes are very,
They're
very
terrible.
annoying.
I already think they're terrible.
Alrighty, let's see what else.
Yo,
Quantitative easing.
what?
Wow, who put this one in here?
What is that?
All right, are we really gonna do this? We can.
Your
we can-
producers
Okay,
did.
so
No.
yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Everybody's laughing.
The reason that they're laughing is because this is super duper complicated. You know what a dollar is, right? Y'all used dollars before. How about Monopoly money? Have you guys ever played Monopoly? Right? Okay.
My mom and dad in it.
If you guys went to the store with Monopoly money, could you buy anything?
No.
No, you couldn't. Why not?
Because it's fake.
Because it's not real money. There is an agency of the federal government. It's called the Federal Reserve. Okay, the Federal Reserve controls how many dollars are out there. If they just print a bunch of dollars and then they just give you those dollars, it turns out they didn't make you rich. All that happened.
Who is saying that the Fed printing lots of money will make anybody rich? Inflation has nothing to do with board game money, while jacking prices just because X does increase profit, as that's price gouging, which is economic theft. That money goes into corporate pockets, not to the government. Prices should be based on actual factors that went into the production of all products, not problems that decrease the amount of production. That only means less production and does not call for an increase in prices. Less production does not increase the value of anything, only makes it scarce.
Is that your dollar now doesn't buy as many things. If the Federal Reserve just makes $1,000 and gives it to you and gives it to everybody, you can't buy an ice cream bar with $1 anymore. Now the ice cream bar is going to cost like $1,000. Okay, that's what quantitative easing is.
How often does any product go from the price of a few dollars to 1,000, Ben? Does this ever happen with taxes? Fuck.
Can you explain to me the concept of quantitative easing? Go.
I forgot.
So guys, you just learned more than you will in all of college about how the government works. So one of the questions that I frequently get asked is, how do I talk to my own
Which is
children
nothing.
about conservative values and the things that matter? And my answer is Conservakids. Conservakids brings you books like Home of the Brave, for example, in which they discuss things like American values and American history. They're beautifully illustrated, they're really well written, and they have values that you can feel comfortable sharing with your children, which is the most important thing. There's so many forces out there that are seeking to twist what kids think. There's so many people out there who want your kids to believe things that they really shouldn't believe, who want to take control of your child's education away from you. Not so with Conservakids. Conservakids is the way that you can teach your kids about the stuff that matters. They bring you all sorts of beautiful books. They have a great variety, a great selection.
Conservative values. You mean wealth, guns, fascism, war, and Christianity? How are any of those beneficial to everybody in America? Notice I said everybody. Opportunities? Ask Walmart employees about that. Ask the homeless about what opportunities they have. Ask unplanned children with low-income parents what opportunities they have. It's all their fault because they're lazy? What field work have you conservatives done to arrive at such a generalized conclusion, Ben?
Check them out today at theconservakids.com/Shapiro. That's theconservakids.com/Shapiro. You get 15% off when you use code 15Ben. Whatever they want to talk about, but athletes and superstars generally don't know anything about what they're talking about when it comes to politics.
You don't either, Ben. Celebrities and athletes have about as much credibility as church leaders. Yes, they do have the freedom to speak their mind, but the problem is that nobody either thinks for themselves or does any research. The problem here, Ben, is that you neglect to advise these young students this. No, all you've done is give them your side, which is all baseless and backwards.
When LeBron James says things, that doesn't mean he knows things. Yeah.
But you do?
You know, all the presidents are now 100 years old.
What credibility do you have, Ben?
Is really, really old. Joe Biden is 79. For example, or how taxes get paid and how roads get made and all of that. Then there's the federal government. The federal government, the Constitution says what the federal government can do. Make sure that there's an army and a navy and an air force and that they are able to protect us against people who would want to attack the United States. That's the biggest thing the federal government does. Yeah.
Do you think Biden actually follows his own law?
I think that Biden kind of makes up the rules as he goes. I don't think, unfortunately, he cares very much about the rules for being president. I think he just tries to do whatever.
Based on what?
And then he.
What about Donald?
Which is not a very good way of being president. And that's why the founders were really smart. The founders created a system where there are people who can stop you if you break the rules, which is really important.
Do you think...
What about those corporate puppets America calls congressional politicians? Mostly the Republican ones.
For a Democrat. He's preventing Joe Biden from doing a lot of bad things.
Do you think we can have a stable government again?
What?
I mean, I think that the...
Okay, what's so bad about the BBB? That's just one example. He did refuse to cancel student loan debt, so that is a shot against Joe, and that was just a shitty fucking move. Yeah,
government is still pretty stable, is the truth. We should be grateful to live in a country where the government is this stable. The truth is that if you look at history and if you look at all other countries, there are a lot of countries that really don't have a stable government, and it's really difficult. We're so lucky to live in this country. We really are. So as much as we have problems...
Which is why you have a show where you constantly complain about everything in America and blame people for their own problems, while you downplay problems or suggest bullshit solutions, right? You fucking...
Here in the United States, this is still a fabulous, fabulous country, and we should all really be grateful to live here. And that I guess is the thing that I would say to all you guys. You guys you're gonna live like for a super long time, and you're gonna get to see all sorts of amazing things happen in the country. And the most important thing to remember is the harder you work, the better your life is going to be. The better the decisions you make, the more responsible you are, the more you help other people, the better your life is going to be. Helping people? In this country,
that's rich coming from you.
World, if you make great decisions, you're gonna have an unbelievably awesome life. You're gonna make a huge...
An example of those amazing things? What is your description of hard work, Ben? Even if working hard is the way, why not change that reality? Why do you want hard work to be the way to achieve prosperity? What were you doing before you became a right-wing pundit, Ben?
Oh, good question. Okay, so this is a yarmulke. Jews and Christians believe in the same God. We just have slightly different beliefs about the kind of stuff that we have to do that God says that we have to do. So what this means is
why do you want to do
Orthodox
what God wants you to do?
Keep a lot of commandments. We keep this on our head, right? In the Bible, when it talks about the Israelites, that's the Jews. So the Jews eventually, now we're their descendants. So we keep the yarmulke on our head to remind us that God is around us at all times. So we should make good decisions, basically. Alrighty, guys. Well, you can go enjoy your day now.
At all times?
So you're good. Thank you, guys. It's great to meet you.